And we are back with another Invincible Breakdown, episode 4. Titled You Were My Hero. Episode kind of starts out with Rex and Monster Girl doing something a little bit ordinary, going to the grocery store. He starts kind of hitting on her, and you're like, okay, cool. We're getting a little bit of a new teammate, relationship going on. I'm digging them. I'm rooting for them. Then they got to run off and like solve some crime. So that's kind of going on. And then it kind of goes to Mark with Eve, and they're trying to do a date. He flew her to the Eiffel Tower. Super cute.
Sorry I'm late.
Hi, stranger. I thought you forgot about our second first date.
They're trying to do something, a cafe next to, it's somewhere in France, in Paris, being romantic. Gets interrupted. And it's like a callback to these two guys, these twins that I think you saw them in a prior episode, trying to steal the Declaration of Independence. Not trying, they stole the Declaration of Independence, Nicolas Cage style.
As Ben Gates, I stole the Declaration of Independence. Imagine that.
And then they ran off. He couldn't find them, whatever. They're making their way back around. They come through some portal and they like hit Mark while he's on this sexy date with a proposition like, hey, you gotta come to the future. It's looking super bleak. You're the only one that can help us out. And I believe that's what the title is referring to. You were my hero. These two guys kind of saying, we're from the future. You're the only one that can help us, Mark. Come through. Mark's like, I'm gonna take a rain check. Come see me when I'm not with my girl Eve, in Paris, trying to woo her. This is their first date. They haven't even had a first date. And then he says no. They weren't taking no for an answer. They snag him, these two guys, and they just jet him through a portal.
Mark!
Where the hell did you take me?
They go to the future. The future is looking bleak. They weren't lying. It's looking super muggy. You got robots, occupying the streets, and they got curfews. It's just not looking good. And the twins are like, we gotta take out the overlord that took over our Earth. Mark's like, show me to him. I'll whip some ass. And I'm like, all right, Mark. He's just trying to get back to his date. I get it. They end up showing him to the Overlord. Ends up being Immortal. Immortal in the future. He's looking kind of badass. I think he grew out his hair. He had a crown on, and he literally sees Mark, and he's like, "You left me." So it kind of seems like what's happening in the future, and I can't tell if it's their timeline future or if it's like an alternate future. It seems like it's their timeline, but just in the future. So this is what their journey is leading them to. But the Immortal had gone a little crazy, as he usually freaking is. Immortal's always screaming. I feel like he comes in every scene screaming.
But I need you.
I said I'm fine!
He's kind of like, he's a little bit crazed. He's like, Invincible, you left us. You left me to govern this world, and now this is what's happened. Like, the world is super bleak, and I had to take over with an iron fist, And obviously Mark's hella confused, like, that's not me, I'm coming from the past. And Invincible's just like, just kill me. He's just begging Mark to just kill him. Mark's like, I don't do that. I take the high road. I'm like Batman, I got morals. Then Immortal just starts wailing on him, trying to kick his ass and entice him, you better kill me or I'm gonna kill you, kind of vibe. And Mark has to do it. I think he just literally gets pinned up against the wall. Immortal's about to take him out, and Mark just straight up slices his neck off.
What kind of man lets others die because he won't act? This is the only way! Please!
Enough!
Chop suey on Immortal. And I was like, thank you, just end him. He wanted it. And so, yeah, Mark just chop suey's Immortal. The twins link up with Mark, and they're like, and I think that's what the title is, like I think I was saying. The title, You Were My Hero, that's because these twins knew that Mark was the answer for their world to like free them. So anyways, Mark just kind of says, I did my duty, takes the portal back to to his timeline, and Eve's just kind of sitting there, I think still in Paris, like at a cafe, and he just lets her know what went down. And then I think, then I guess that turns them on, because I think I just remember them going back to their place and starting to get busy.
Oh, you are hairy like animal.
Good, baby, very good.
Make love to me, monkey man.
And right when they're about to get busy, it cuts to Alan the Alien and Omni-Man. Thank God, because I was getting a little, you know when they get a little too mushy? And I'm just like, I didn't sign up for a freaking Gossip Girl here. I want to see some kicking ass. So right when they're getting mushy-gushy, right on time, they just straight like, I think, and I love when they even break the fourth wall, because then the narrator's like, and we're gonna let them have their time. And then you just cut across the universe to Omni-Man and Alan the Alien. And if you don't remember, they're still imprisoned. Alan the Alien's trying to convince Omni-Man, yo, let's get the fuck out of here. Like, we can break out of here right now. We both have the strength. Why are we still here? Omni-Man's like, it's time for me. I need to do my duty and just get killed by the Viltrumites. I've done so much treachery around the universe. Let me just die.
What sickness could have changed you so?
Alan the Alien's not taking no for an answer. He's sticking around. And then it becomes the time where the Viltrumites, they send 2 Viltrumites to end Omni-Man. Omni-Man's getting his. He's just getting smacked around. There's a ritual I guess Viltrumites do. They're just ending him slowly, just punch after punch. Alan the Alien's like, okay, it's time. He breaks out of his cell. He is literally fighting through all the guards, trying to figure out where Omni-Man is. Goes in a wrong room. Omni-Man's not there. Alan the Alien needs some backup. He breaks like out of the big, there's like a big vault. You're guessing it's some big, big monster prisoner that they're holding captive. Breaks that open, and it ends up being Battle Beast. I'm down to see some more Battle Beasts. I think he was in season 2. Was it in season 1, 2? I can't remember when the last time we saw Battle Beast was. That dude's just looking to battle. He's just looking to bite some people's heads off and to get bloody. He literally, Alan the Alien breaks him open, and he's just like, just show me the toughest fighter. Please tell me you got Viltrumites coming through. Alan the Alien's like, actually we do. We got 2, I'm gonna need your assistance. And he's like, I'd be pleasured to die in battle.
Viltrumites. At long last, my thirst for battle can be satiated.
Forgive him, he's a fan. He's been really wanting to meet you guys.
And he just stomps out of there. They wreck through a bunch of guards and shit. They actually let out some other, monsters to help him out. Then they end up finding Omni-Man just getting his ass whipped. And then it's game on.
Sorry we're late. Oh man, you look terrible.
Alan the Alien, Battle Beast versus these 2 Viltrumites. It's looking badass. Then Alan the Alien actually does a strategic move, starts getting beat up on purpose. So Omni-Man decides to rise to the occasion and be like, all right, fuck no, I'm not letting another innocent person die on my watch. Especially because Alan the Alien has shown him, some empathy. And honestly, Omni-Man, which is kind of cool, he's starting to gain a softer side. I think he even said it in one of the last episodes. He's like, I think I miss my wife. And Alan the Alien's like, see, we got something to live for. So now, Alan the Alien's getting his ass whipped by a Viltrumite, just taking it, curb stomping style. Omni-Man breaks out of his shit. He's like, not today. And now we get a 2-on-1, Alan the Alien, Omni-Man versus Viltrumite. They bust out into space. They take this action into space. You knew that Viltrumite wasn't gonna last. They double teamed him. I forget, oh God, they fucking punched his head at the same time. Head in between a knuckle, literally a knuckle sandwich. This dude's head just pops like a freaking bubble. Looked amazing in space. You got guts flying around. And Battle Beast is literally like frolicking with the other Viltrumite. They literally couldn't find him. They're like, where'd they go? And he's just loving it, just taking punches, and they just like soar off into space. And then it literally ends the episode. It brings it back to Mark and Eve post-coitus in the bed. And they're like, oh, now we can rejoin our heroes after they've had some alone time.
With their story now told, and Nolan and Alan finally free and ready to join the war against Viltrum, we turn our attention back to the Grayson household, where Mark and Eve are happily enjoying each other's company.
So that was a fun way to end it. I dig the episode. Episode 4, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I've been asking for more Omni-Man. I've been asking for more Alan the Alien. I like that side plot. We got some good action at the beginning, literally taking us into an alternate future where Mark has to end frickin' the Immortal. Then it just jumps to Alan the Alien and Omni-Man, and finally they break out. I was kind of sick of just every time we're cutting to them, they're in fucking prison, especially when we knew they could bust out. So they're fucking out, and now that's what I'm saying. We'll see what happens next. So that's why I'm excited for that part. Episode 4, 9 out of 10 from me. Until next time, I'm gonna break down all these episodes. Tune in next time.